Hello, everybody. How fun to see you all. Um, Welcome, new and old. If you're old, you know, and if you're new, you don't, that I wait 2 minutes because a lot of people join in those first 2 minutes. So I'm just going to be babbling here. A lot of you came in, well, you came in muted. We're just going to stay muted because there will be probably 100 people here. Um, And I'll go over a few things at 2 minutes after, just how I'm going to run this. So we're already at 1 minute after. It's great to see you. Those of you who are just popping on, I'm going to start at 2 after the hour. And I'm looking forward to doing this project with you and just sharing a little bit about the paper year first. So thank you for coming. I'm just waiting till 2 minutes after the hour. You could type in the chat where you're from. That'd be wonderful. Where you're joining us from. Anybody? I see someone from Hawaii. Um, who else do I know? Raleigh, North Carolina, Arvada, Colorado, Germany. Welcome, Katya. Santa Fe, Florida, Massachusetts, South Africa. Wow, so fun. Dublin, Ireland. Wonderful. Okay, here we go. So if you're just joining, you can type where you're from in the chat. And I am going to, well, first of all, this meeting is being recorded and you will receive the recording. So if you ever want to go back and watch, you can. I'll send that later today. There are a few links in the chat that are relevant to what I'll be talking about. Those will also come with the recording. So um, I'm going to start out giving a short PowerPoint presentation and telling you about the Paper Year membership program. Then I'll answer any questions you have. And anytime throughout this meeting, if you have a question, you could type it into the chat. My friend Lori is here. She'll be monitoring the chat. And then we'll make the folding flower card. And if we have time at the end, hopefully we will, I'd love to do a little sharing. So we'll invite you to raise your hand and you can share right on screen your folding flower card. I also invite you to share on Instagram if you'd like, and that link's in the chat. Okay, so again, a lot of people are just hopping on. If you have questions at any time, just type them in the chat and we'll get to those. So I'm going to start out, I'm going to share my screen and tell you a little bit about the paper year. So this will last 10 to 15 minutes. Okay. So the paper year is now open to new members through April 12th. And for those of you who don't know me, I'm Helen Hiebert, and I run a paper making studio high up in Colorado's Rocky Mountains near Vail and Beaver Creek ski resorts in a tiny hamlet called Red Cliff. So you can see that little red square is circling the old schoolhouse. And this is the whole town of Red Cliff that you're looking at. There's only less than 300 people that live there. And I don't live there, but I drive 20 miles up into the mountains to the studio. It's a nice commute, beautiful. And it's near this infamous green bridge. I hold two papermaking master classes in person in my studio every summer for those who want to take a deep dive into papermaking, as well as an annual retreat, which involves both papermaking and working with ready-made sheets. I've also started hosting a week-long paper retreat in Taos, New Mexico every July. I have one spot left in my Colorado retreat in 2026, and you can sign up to be notified when registration opens for my 2027 master classes and Taos retreat on my website. You'll find those workshops under live workshops in the menu. Okay, sometimes I have this dumb issue with my, I'm just going to stop the share and start again. For some reason, it's not advancing. Okay. So, many of you know me as the author of papermaking and papercraft how-to books. The Art of Papercraft features projects you can make with a single sheet of paper, and Weaving with Paper just came out in December, and these are my two most recent books. Oh, dang. Okay. I started the paper year in January of 2021. This slide shows part of the Paper Year Library, which is a clickable guide into each and every project we've created over the years. We explore a new technique and project every month, and you will gain immediate access to the entire library of over 60 projects when you become a member. The paper year is broken into quarters. This slide shows the quarter that we just completed. Every 3 months, I design 2 projects, and I invite a guest artist to design the third project. In addition to gaining skills for working with paper, members enjoy being part of a generous, supportive, friendly paper community. The projects I feature are meant to be open-ended, to spark ideas for variations and innovation. I love what Susan had to say about that. Each project gives her 10 more ideas. Here's a quick recap of the last quarter. We created a Books Rock sculpture in January. Several members varied the theme. I create a video and a PDF instructions every month, which members get access to in the online classroom on the first Monday of the month. And then participants create their unique variations, choosing their unique papers and adapting the structure to fit their ideas and concepts. Members create the projects and share images of their work in a private community on a user-friendly teaching platform called Ruzuku, where the instructions and discussions are housed. And it is so inspiring for me and participants alike to see what others are creating. We learn about papers we don't know about, we get ideas for variations on the projects, and we get inspired. We explored this expanding file folder book with guest artist Roberta Lavador in February. Not only does our quarterly guest artist design the monthly project, but they also attend a monthly Zoom session to share more with us about their work. One asset of the Paper Year community is the vast amount of knowledge and experience that exists across the group. We get to know each other and share the various facets of paper that we are exploring in our monthly open studio sessions. These are examples of work outside of the projects that we're creating. We created this pop-up lantern in March, and there were some fascinating architectural variations. Each quarter, I invite a guest instructor to teach a surface design workshop, which is a 2-hour live online workshop. Our most recent workshop was with Paul Jackson, who taught us his basic principles of paper folding, which provide a foundation for going in a multitude of directions. If you know Paul, he's written, I think he said 48 books. There are like 10 really popular ones, but he's written a lot of books on paper folding and designing with paper. All of these Zoom events are recorded for those who can't attend live, and they're part of the Paper Year Library. There are 2 ways to join the Paper Year. All of this is outlined on the registration page, along with a video about the Paper Year. But in brief, PDF subscribers will receive just that, a PDF with instructions for the monthly project. And all-in subscribers receive the PDF, video instructions, a couple of monthly Zoom meetings, along with the community where we share what we do in the classroom. The only way to join right now is to pay by the month. There is an annual plan that's available in January. And please note that this is a subscription, so you'll automatically be billed each month, but you can cancel at any time. And if you do cancel, you lose membership to the Paper Year Library. As I said before, registration is open now through April 12th. We also have a guest supplier in the all-in plan once every quarter. Um, and this will either be a guest artist, a paper supplier, like Two Hands Papery will be our next guest supplier. They're a brick and mortar shop in Boulder, Colorado, and they carry hundreds of decorative papers from around the world. And the owner, Mia Semmingson, will actually walk us through the shop on Zoom. We also have our 2-hour monthly open studio Zoom sessions where members can carve out time to complete the monthly project, spend time getting to know each other, and share paper tips, resources, and talk about current paper-related events. Here's a peek at what we'll be doing during the second quarter of 2026. Getting ahead of myself. Monthly projects are posted in the classroom on the first Monday of the month. So that means the April project will go live next Monday. And we'll be making this diagonal pocket folder, which is designed by a legend in book arts, Haiti Kyle. In May, we'll explore this landscape card. And in June, we'll construct a book light, which relates to a project we made a couple months ago and incorporates a board covering technique that we've explored in a past project as well. So every project is unique, but I try to make connections and expand upon techniques we've explored in the past. I'm excited to have Carol Dubosh as a guest instructor in May. Carol is a calligrapher who lives in Portland, Oregon, and I can't wait to see what she shares with us in her 2-hour workshop on Zoom, focusing on hand embossing. We are a friendly bunch, and the paper year is a welcoming community for all. We are a diverse group in how we come to paper. We have different lifestyles. Some are makers, some are working artists, some of us juggle parenting, others juggle full-time jobs, and some are retired. And this amazing material, paper, ties us together. That's the paper year in a nutshell, but please visit the link that's in the chat to watch my video trailer, read more, and join us. So, does anyone have any questions at this point? I will stop sharing. Okay. All right, not seeing any questions. If you have any at all, you can ask them in the chat again, and we'll have a little time at the end as well. Okay, so let's move on to making the project.
Helen,
Yes.
I just think it's always good to emphasize that when you join, you immediately have access to the entire 5 years of library. And if you decide to drop out, you lose that access.
Yeah,
So
thank you. Yes, I said that, but it's good to say again. Thank you.
I think it's, yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
okay. Yes, Kathy Fenton has a question.
Okay. Kathy, do you want to unmute yourself or type it in the
Yeah,
chat?
yeah.
Okay.
The question, it's only open now on the month by month plan, but then in when is it January that it starts over again, so you can switch from month to month to all the whatever the annual.
Yes.
Okay, just
Mhm.
want to make sure
Thank you
that.
for clarifying because I meant to say that as I was talking, but it went out of my head.
Yeah,
So
I
that's
assumed,
that's
but
absolutely right. You
yeah.
can stop and start. I have had members that sign up for a few months and then they get busy and then they come back,
Mhm.
and you can change your subscription from the all-in plan to the PDF plan. And
Mhm.
you can also sign up now monthly and then in January switch over
Mhm.
to the annual subscription, which will save you 2 months. So you'll
Yeah.
save $60. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
And Darcy is asking, are we joining just for the rest of the calendar year or for a year from now until next April?
So it's a monthly subscription. So if you sign up now, you just will be billed every month. It doesn't end until you cancel, but you can cancel at any time. So it's not like you're signing up for a year, you're signing up for a month. Same thing if you sign up for a year. This is just how the technology works. If I had, if I could offer all these multiple choices, I might, but I'm just a small one-person show. So even if you sign up for the year, it will renew the same date the next year. And I send reminders telling you that if you don't want to sign up for the next year, please cancel now. So I'm as transparent as I can be. Some people are better at reading my notes than others, I have to say. So some people are surprised. Um, but that's how it works. Okay. Any other questions? All right. So yeah, keep putting questions in the chat if you have them. I can answer them as we work along. So let's move to my hands, Lori.
Yeah, and I'm just going to say I can't see everybody, so if you have a question, if you can use the React button to do the raised hand, then I can find you and bring it in, or you can put it in the chat.
Yeah. Okay. So this is what we're making. I know you've all seen this. And let me just go over the materials real quick. So I've got a cutting mat and an X-Acto, a bone folder, a ruler, pencil. I have scissors also. Sometimes I like to switch between, but you could probably use either or with the knife or the scissors. And then I've got my papers, which were specified. This is a collage paper I'm going to use. This is my main paper for the card. And then this is a little piece of scrap paper that I added to the supply list. I hope you all saw that. Um, and if you don't have this, you'll be okay. I'll talk about that. I added it a couple days ago and put it in my last two Zoom reminders, but I know some people might not have seen that. Okay, and yeah, that's it. So I'm not seeing any questions. So let's move right along. Okay, so I know everybody has different paper, and that's what makes this really fun. My paper is the same on both sides, so I do not have a front or a back. But if you do, you want to have your paper face down. So the pretty side, put it down. If you're working on a cutting mat that has inches, I'm going to talk in inches. Um, you can line your card up on that cutting mat and take your measurements right from there. I'll be using a ruler too, but it's really easy to use the cutting mat and you almost don't even need to mark anything.
Helen,
Okay.
uh, there's questions first about what size is the collage paper, and then again, what size is the main paper?
So don't worry about the collage paper yet. Okay, I'm gonna show a bunch of options at the end for that. This piece is 4¼ inches by 11 inches. So it's half of an 8½ by 11. And that was specified in the supply list. Okay. All right. So the first thing we're going to do is um, I'm going to take my ruler and set it so that I see the 11 inches. There's confirmation that this is 11 inches. And I'm going to mark the center. So I'm just going to put a little tick mark. at 5.5. I'm going to draw really dark so you guys can see it, but you can just do a light mark that you can see. Okay, and then I'm going to measure 2 inches out from either side. So that would be, I'm going to say centimeters sometimes, 5.1 centimeters. I don't know that I have all of the centimeters. So I like to just confirm that that's 2 inches. So I move my ruler and then I'll go 2 and make a mark here. Um, so I hear somebody talking in the background. If you could just keep yourself muted. Okay, so now you would do the same thing at the bottom unless you have a cutting mat. So I'll show both. So I'm going to make those same markings at the bottom. 1, 2. Just double check. Yesterday I made a sample and I accidentally did 2 inches on one side and 2.5 on the other. It's really easy to make a mistake. And then I'm going to score. Do not score the center, just the two outer. Okay. You could even erase that center mark if you want. I don't think we need it again. So I've got mine lined up, but I've also made those marks and I am going to score one side, not the center, and then the other side. Okay, and just so you can really see this, you don't need to do this. I'm going to draw those score lines just so you see. So this is not exactly in thirds, but kind of 3 sections. The outer two are a little shorter than the middle one. Okay, I'm going to just give you a moment and then I'll move on. And again, if you want me to show something again, just type that in the chat, or if you need clarification, you can type it in the chat. So we are going to fold in on those score lines. So if you had a decorative paper, it would be showing now, right? Because this is upside down, and now we'll see the right side. Doesn't matter which one you fold first or second, just fold those. So now I've got this. Okay, now I'm going to unfold that. And we're going to mark 2 more marks. And yeah, we're going to do 2 inches again from the outer, from those 2 folds. So I'm going to make a mark at 2 inches here and 2 inches here. And I didn't do those originally just intentionally. I feel like you could get confused if we had made all those marks. So that's why I'm kind of going step by step so we get them all in the right place. I'll give you a moment to catch up. Now, if you need the marks at the bottom, you would do that as well. Or we can use our cutting mat. But this time we're not scoring. Now, this time we're drawing a faint line. Okay, so go ahead and draw that. I'm going to draw mine heavy so you can see it, but you can just draw a faint line. And these will pretty much be cut away and hidden inside, but you might decide you want to erase those later. Okay. So next, I am going to put my ruler on the line I just drew, and I need to find the center. So if this is 4¼ inches, the center is 2 1/8. So put a mark there and then do the same thing on the other side. Okay, so I have my center marks.
Helen, there's a question. The supply list does not seem to include instructions. Are they available for us today in written form?
No, I don't supply written instructions, but I record this so you can go back and watch again. Great question. Okay, just give you another moment. Oh, I forgot to mention washi tape. This is, I'll show this. Just saw it sitting there. Uh, so now we're going to cut our flower, and we're doing a tulip. Let's just all make a tulip today, but I'm going to show you a lot of variations that you can do after you make the tulip. And this is something I love about the paper year. I always try to show techniques that you can make variations on. You know, once you kind of learn the technique, then you can take it in your own direction. Um, so that scrap paper is the exact same size as this outer edge. And let me just show you the actual card here. So see, this is where we're going to put in our shape, and it's half of the tulip. So if you don't have this scrap paper, you can just sketch right on this. The nice thing about, and this isn't scrap paper, this is going to be a template. The nice thing about this template is that you'll be able to cut and then flip it over and get the reverse shape easily. But these shapes could be different as well. So there's just lots of variations. So let me just show you how I'm going to draw my tulip. So I'm just going to, I'm coming down about a ½ inch here. Doesn't have to be exact. And maybe a ½ inch here. You can go ahead and mark those. And let's go ahead and mark the center line as well. The center point. Um, I see a question in Italian.
I know I'm looking for Deborah. She's not here. I believe she's asking for the size of the paper.
Okay.
And
Uh,
so maybe in centimeters.
yeah. So in centimeters, it is 10.7. Can you put this in the chat?
Yeah,
By 27.8.
27.8.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so again, so just draw this shape and then come up, and everybody's going to be a little different, which will make this fun. So down, up, and then swing down to that other ½ inch line. Again, these are don't have to be perfect. You do want a perfect center mark though. And then if you need to go back and, refine your sketch, you can do that. Well, maybe I want this a little bit higher. So just spend a moment getting that right. Make sure you know which lines you want to cut. So I'm making them darker. And then we're going to cut this out. So you use scissors or an X-Acto knife. We'll just cut that out along the lines. So there's my template. Um, I think we're doing really great on time. So please ask if you have a question or you need me to review anything. So now I think this is pretty obvious which way the template goes, but just don't make sure you don't flip it upside down accidentally or something like that. So we're going to line up that center mark with that center mark that we made here. And we're going to trace the outline. And I'm working on the right side of my card, right hand side. I could even write myself a note there, right? And then I'm going to turn it over. And this is the template for the left. So it's like a mirror image, but that comes over here. Oh, and let's transfer our center mark. So you have your center mark here. Just hold your paper so you can see that and make a mark on the other side. And then I'm going to line that up with the line, that outside line I sketched, and trace my template onto that side.
So there's a question that if you're using decorative paper, the right side is down, correct?
Yes, yes. Yep, that's right. Only when I folded it, the right side would show here. But yes, you're working on the back or the inside. And now we'll just cut the tulip shape and that 1/2 inch line. So you can use let me cut one so you see it before you do it. You can use your knife to do those straight lines, or you can freehand. And then you'll cut. You could do this with scissors as well. I like to turn things around as I cut. So I'm cutting away from myself. So do that on the right and the left. Same thing. This is garbage recycling. Okay, so that's what I end up with. Keep your template for making more. I'll give you a moment. Okay, now we're going to cut. Okay, wait, I see a question. Looks like you're using a lightweight cardstock. Yeah, this is 80 pound, so it's not really lightweight. And I think cardstock is better than text weight, but I think you could use a lot of different papers for this. It's gonna just hold up a little better as a card weight. We're making a card. Okay, now I want you to just put a X. We're gonna cut halfway on both sides. And we're just going to all do it the same way. It doesn't have to be done this way. It could be done the opposite way. But let's, on the right side, we're going to cut from the center down. So right now, just put an X there. And then on the left side, we're going to cut from the center up. So put an X there. And that's where we're going to cut. You could also, I'm just going to try to make this really clear so we don't make any mistakes. You could erase half of the line that you're not going to cut. So we're cutting where the X is. So I'll erase what I'm not cutting. Again, that's going to be hidden inside, so erasing is optional. But now it's really clear to me what I'm going to cut, and you just need to see those are opposite because these are going to interlock. So now I will cut. So I'm going to just take my knife and I'm going to cut from that center line down on the right. And then on the left, I'm going to cut from the center up, but I'm right-handed and just much easier for me to flip this around and make that cut. Okay. And then I know some of you are still working, but some of you are probably done. You can test interlock. So it's just a little bit of paper gymnastics to slip one of those pieces into the other. And that is how this functions. And now you can see, because even if I had decorative paper, all the decorative paper ends up being on the outside. So that's why we need, unless you really like a subtle design, to put something underneath. So I'm going to talk about that next. But I want to show you a couple variations first. So I'm just, yeah, go ahead and assemble, and then we'll move on. I'm not seeing any questions, so hopefully that worked out for everybody. So we will take it apart again to work on it. And now we will flip it over, and we're going to be working on the right side. But again, I'm going to show you several variations now. So you get to be creative now, and we'll spend maybe 10 minutes being creative. So here's another variation I made. So I'm going to show you like several different options. So this was this blue paper, so patterned, but when I folded it all, there was blue everywhere, right? So I couldn't really see the shape of the flower. And so you could cut different shaped flowers, right? Now that you know how to do this. And so this yellow paper is glued on. And I'll talk about gluing on, but let me just show you some examples. Here's another kind of fall light tulip, which is kind of weird, but whatever. So here I used washi tape, and washi tapes comes in thick and thin variety. So if you look closely here, I actually put 3 strips of washi tape. And when I undo this, let's start to look at how this works. It looks like this. Okay, so we're going to be putting the paper onto these 2 rectangular panels. The paper, the collage or the washi tape onto those 2 panels. And then I have a couple of, this was tree, so you could do these for all different kinds of shapes. And as I said before, I don't think your shapes have to be symmetrical. You could have 2 different shapes. I haven't tried that, but it would be interesting. And I thought this one worked really well with the green on green, so I didn't put anything behind it. So that's totally an option. I love trees, so I did several of these. This one's been beaten up a little bit. But here I use some washi tape behind as well. And the insides of these, are plain, so you can write your message to somebody. And also, this is designed to fit into, I think this is an A2 envelope. And you could make this taller. I was just being efficient using half of an 8.5 by 11 sheet. That's why this is this width, but you could make it fill an envelope as well. So lots of variations. Again, that's something we talk about a lot in the paper year. Um, and then just a couple, this was just kind of random, a heart, and I ran the washi tape this way. It's still a little hard to see the heart, but I think with certain papers that could be really effective. Um, and then I have one more, just a diamond shape. And then one other variation, which I won't really show doing, but is to make a fold in the center. And you've seen the image I shared for promoting this has that. So you could create this structure that is more dimensional and stands up. Maybe it could even be a lantern. I love paper and light. So the shape becomes more visible because of the way it's more three-dimensional. This exact same thing, right? Just add one more fold. And along that line, what if you didn't have any folds? It's just a cylinder. It's kind of fun, right? This one wouldn't be mailable, right? Because it doesn't collapse flat. Except you could, it does collapse flat this way, and this might fit in like a business envelope. Um, so yeah, now let's just spend a little time decorating. So again, we're going to decorate. I'm going to draw it on just so you see this panel and this panel. Don't draw that on yours though. And you have so many options. You could take washi tape and put it on there. I have something prepared that I'm going to use. You could cut your collage paper to the size and shape of that panel and glue them on. I will show gluing, but I decided I I always do like to do something new and different. So I already made a circle and I used a compass and I made sure the circle is the right size, like with some pre-planning. So I'll just quickly cut. So you are free to just work away, or you can watch what I'm going to do. I am going to cut the circle. I have a lot of practice cutting circles, and there are circle cutters, but sometimes they're more trouble than it's worth. They're they don't work on all kinds of papers, and so I'm just hand cutting. So I'm cutting that out, and then I'm going to cut it in half because I need half for each side. I already had marked the half. And now I need to double check. So I always like to look before I glue where this is going to go. So when that's interlocked, that will be underneath. See that? I got to erase that. That's really ugly having that X on there. And so now I have this. So this goes this way. It's a little confusing. You got to get your symmetry right. But the flat edge goes here, and then this one will go over here. And you can use the glue of your choice, but for this, I love this glue stick from it's called Yamato. Maybe write that in the chat, Lori. I forgot. Yamato um, glue stick, Yamato. You can find it online. I know Washi Arts carries it. And I will just place that. And then I'll do the other one on the other side. I will erase that before I do that. So you could do anything with the collage also. It could be a shape, it could just cover the area, it could be more than one paper. So lots of creative variations. So when I'm gluing, I just like to get glue everywhere underneath. So I glued right up to the edges. Um, Sometimes I use scrap paper underneath, so I make sure that the glue is everywhere I need it. And then I can interlock this again. And there is my folding flower card. So I'll give you guys a few more minutes and yeah, we're good on time. So in about 4 minutes or anytime you want, Lori will tell you how to click on the raise hand and you can raise your hand if you would like to share with us. And so we'll spotlight you and you can just hold up your version. If you have any questions, please put those in the chat as well. And if you need me to show anything again, let me know. You could also add collage onto your flower too, right? So if I wanted my, or you could, I know a lot of people do watercolors and special pens. You could make one of those beautiful, what are the tulips called that are sort of multicolored? Or they change, it's like wow to the color. They're not just the standard tulip. So lots and lots of possibilities. Zentangle, these are all surface design techniques that we've explored in the paper year. Rubber stamping. So all of those lessons are still in that library, giving you ideas for how to add to your plain paper, what to do with it. I also have a paper of the week. This year I've started where I'm featuring a paper of the week because there's so many papers out there. And so there's a link and information about the papers. Can you size this card down to be included in a journal? Yes, you can size it down, size it up, totally scalable. Yeah, really, it's just this that measurement of the half half to half, that center point, so that your slot works. And then this was about a third and a third. So you just have to do some calculating to make that work. And I don't know exactly what you mean, Heather, about including it in a journal. Like, why wouldn't this fit in a journal? I'm thinking most journals are bigger than this, but maybe you have a tiny one. Okay. So let's in one more minute Lori will tell you how to raise your hand and we'll do some sharing.
So when it's time, if you look on the bottom of your screen, you should find a React button that has like a little heart line drawing. If you click on that, the one that you want to click on is the one that's an open palm, and it actually says raise hand. That one will stay up permanently. Everything else is temporary, and I may miss you if you use any of the other, thumbs up or anything like that. So use the flat open palm, raise hand, and then I can call on you. Okay, Trisha.
Okay, and so remove my
Yeah.
hands. Yeah. Or you just, yeah. Hi, Trisha. Hello.
Uh,
I heard you, but yeah, there you
I I
go.
I had a shibori fine silk piece of
Oh,
an
ooh.
old scarf, and I glued it onto the card.
Oh,
Mm.
cool.
And then just to give some, doesn't have a lot of contrast, but I put two shapes of paper on, and this was fun.
Yeah,
I
and
like
it's
it
like a
too.
heart and the two different colors on the front
Yeah, it
behind
wasn't
is
meant to be
really
a heart,
cool
just
as
a
well.
shape, but it turned
Yeah,
into a
yeah.
heart.
Oh, yeah. Looks good. Well, I think the pink is a little threw me off. Yeah.
Through your, yeah.
Very
Well,
nice.
thank you.
Doesn't have to be a heart. Thank you.
It can be a heart.
Okay, I thought somebody else had their hand up and then it disappeared. And I'm not sure if I accidentally turned it off. If you meant to have it up, please. Okay, Kathy Fenton. Okay, here we go, Kathy.
Hi, Kathy. You are muted. Unmute in the bottom left. There you go.
Oops,
Oh,
sorry. I think
you hit
somebody
it twice, maybe. Just click once. Yeah.
there.
So
Hold it a little higher. Oh, yeah.
I just used some scrap. I don't even know what kind of paper it was that I decorated, and so that's what the back looks like. And then I used some handmade paper that I bought at a store.
Uh-huh.
So
It's
it, it,
beautiful. And you
I'm
did
not,
your own shape. Your tulip
well,
shape
yeah,
is
it was not
it's
very
unique. I like
exact.
it. Yeah, that's what's
No,
great.
but that's
Yeah.
okay with me. So
Yeah,
it was a good,
beautiful.
I can see how this would lend itself to lots of different things. So,
Hmm.
and
Thank you.
yeah, thanks.
Wonderful.
Okay, Paula Dale.
Oh, nice. That's
Hi,
pretty.
Paula. Unmute yourself if you want to. Wow, that looks great with the marbling.
Thank you. That's my own marbling.
Yeah, wow, beautiful.
Thanks.
Yeah, and you cut your one of my samples had that rim around the edge. I really like how that looks, that you cut your marble paper a little smaller. It's visually pleasing.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Okay, Debbie Gallus.
Hi, Debbie.
Hi, how are you? Okay, so
Good.
here's
Oh,
mine.
beautiful.
I messed up my measuring, and so it didn't fold right. So it kind of worked out
Ah,
hot. So it's okay.
yes.
It's up, and I
Miss,
could still mail it just flat.
yes.
So I just thought
I
it was
love it. That's
even when
like
you mess up,
mistakes.
it's fine.
Mistakes lead to new inventions.
Yes, they do.
What fun papers. You got a really nice textures, patterns, colors. Really fun.
It was
Thank
fun,
you.
Helen. Thank you.
Uh-huh. Does anybody else want to share? If not, let's spotlight me again, Lori. Uh, I'll do that. Oops, we did it at the same time. Go ahead and
I'm
do it.
doing it.
Okay. Trying to take Debbie out of the spotlight. Okay. So I'll hang out until the top of the hour for any last questions, or if you decide, if you finish up and want to share, um, raise your hand. And if you want, it's just casual right now. If you want to just chit chat, you can unmute yourself. And yeah, thanks everybody for coming. That was fun.
Uh, sorry.
Okay, see a hand. Couple
Mary,
hands.
Mary, did you want to say something? You've unmuted.
No, just wanted to say hi.
Ah.
Hi, Mary who?
Helen,
Phelan. Mary
Oh,
Phelan.
hi.
Hi.
Hi. Hi, Mary.
Hi.
maybe Debbie wants to say something.
Yeah, I wanted to ask Helen, do you drive over that bridge every day
Oh,
that you showed
no,
us?
I turn right before it.
Okay, I was terrified.
So, well, the road, some people are terrified of the rest of the road getting up there, but it has a guardrail the whole way. And, I can do it probably with my eyes closed. Not that I ever would, but I've driven it so many times.
Yeah.
I'm really familiar.
The
But I
difference
know
between
people have.
Colorado drivers and Indiana drivers. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Helen, there's a question. I have a question another project. This is from Irene. We're
Okay.
cutting holes in woven papers. What paper works best for this? Card paper shows the white of the card where cut.
Mm, I know what you mean. Along the edges.
Mhm.
Yeah. Um, you have to look for a solid core cardstock. That's the word. Solid core, which means that the paper is made that color. Like the whole paper is um, dyed and then made yellow, for example. If it's not solid core, it's not 100% accurate that they put that on the label, but it's printed. It might be printed on both sides, like a white paper is printed. So that's just something that you have to look for when you're purchasing your paper. Solid core would be colored all the way on the sides. And I've had a lot of people find that out too late, right? Like you probably did. You cut it and then you noticed it showed. So why not just take a pen or a watercolor and um, even colored pencil and color along the edges so that you change the white to some other color? Great question. Um,
Kathy has.
Yeah, Helen,
okay. Yes.
what's the name of that paper store in Boulder that you mentioned?
Two hands.
Two Hands.
You're in
Pa-
Colorado,
yeah,
right?
I'm in Longmont.
Yes.
So,
Oh, yeah. If you've never been, you need
no,
to
I've
go.
never been there. And so would they sell this solid core card paper, do you think? Or is that
I'm
something
not
better
sure.
that it'd be better to order from online or something?
It's more, yeah, cardstock like this is not at a specialty paper supplier.
Okay.
I'm not going to say 100% that Two Hands doesn't have something like that, but I haven't seen it.
Hmm.
So you could look for Astro Bright is one
Oh,
brand.
okay.
Just make
Yeah.
sure you get that's at Walmart and everywhere. That's like
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
most, but make sure you get cardstock. They have a
Yeah.
lot of different
Yeah.
packages.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of discovered today that I don't have any card stock. I have lots of other
Yeah.
papers, but
Okay. Yeah.
it's making cards. It would be better to have card stock,
Yeah.
I think.
Right. And office supply stores often have, because
Hmm.
that's where people are going to buy paper to run through their printer to print
Hmm.
invitations and
Right.
announcements and things. So you could
Hmm.
look at an office supply store too.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you.
And I just want to add that Helen does the paper talk interviews of
Mm.
different artists and such. And she just interviewed the owner of Two Hands, and it's a really fun interview. So I
Oh
encourage
yeah.
you to listen to her podcast. I mean, yeah, I guess it's a podcast.
Yeah. Paper
Yeah,
Talk, Paper Talk podcast. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Thanks, Lori.
Okay, Darcy's got her hand raised. Did you want to ask a question? Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
just had the thing to show you.
Okay. Let's
Okay,
see.
I'm going to do it. Don't do it.
Okay. I thought I was just changing views. I didn't think I was.
I'm
Okay. Woo, beautiful.
There's the back.
Yeah. I love are those jelly prints or what is
Yeah,
the paper?
difference.
Mhm. Yeah. Beautiful. And I love your tulip shape. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming. Okay, one more minute. Anybody else? Switch back to me.
okay.
There's Lori, our co-host. Thank you. Okay, well, this was super fun, everybody. And yeah, if you want to send me an email with a picture of your card, I'd love that. Or if you want to post on Instagram and tag me, tag the paper year. If you want to join the paper year, that'd be super fun. We do things like this all the time, projects every month. And yeah, if you have any questions, reach out by email, and I will be sending the recording with just the links and all the information that I shared. So you'll get that later today. Nice to see you.